Welcome back to Nightmind, friends, and welcome to a very special announcement video. I don't have a topic to cover for you tonight. Instead, I have several, and a way to bring you more content from here on out, whether or not it's with me in the office or on your own. When I launched the Nightmind Patreon back in 2016, the first goal I had listed was a Nightmind website. At the time, I had ideas for what I would and could do with it, but the need to create what people wanted most out of a Patreon, more videos, more often, and with quality upgrades, that took precedence. And while I've conducted Nightmind since the launch of the Patreon, a need for the website or its initial ideas just didn't surface as a need worth interrupting the standard workflow of what patrons desired. Until this year, when I realized what a proper Nightmind website could be and what it would mean for viewers and creators. Since July, I've been at work creating the site, and as of now, I am very proud to introduce to you all Nightmind.info, home to the Nightmind Index, a discovery engine for all new and active Unfiction projects in the field. Unfiction has its guiding principles, but we've desperately needed a place where we could break the magician's code, and the Nightmind Index is built to do that. Using the index, visitors can now find new and exciting projects to explore in the realm of online storytelling, identify a discovery as unfiction or confirm suspicions about projects in progress, and, yes, present your project without breaking immersion or directly seeking exposure from content broadcasters or established creators. Visitors can find new projects with descriptions that line up with their interests without digging through the internet, hoping to get lucky, or waiting on content broadcasters to upload. Creators can list their projects in a space that acknowledges their fictional nature, puts their work in front of a crowd, and helps them keep the integrity of their immersion without, say, trying to send cryptic emails with video links or spooky messages to certain YouTube channel hosts and known web series makers on Twitter. Keep yourself entirely in character while getting your project out there in front of broadcasters and the audience you're looking for in an official safe zone everybody knows to visit for new projects. I've created 7 main genres people can choose from in the index: horror, mystery, psych, humor, drama, puzzle, and other. When you click on any of these genre pages, you'll be taken to a list of what I call index cards, which are individual entries showing you project information at a glance, descriptive tags, a thumbnail image, and a link to jump in immediately, called a gate. On a project's index card, you'll find up to 3 genre tags max, ranging in order of prominence in the project. You can have a mix of any of the 7. The stacking order matters though. Whatever a project is the most comes first. Whatever it is as a secondary theme or tone comes second. And then we have the 3rd and final slot if it's needed. Next, we have the category tag, which gives us one of 3 options relating to its form of unfiction, which is explored in depth on the index page. At a glance, the unfiction level categorizes a project by the level of audience interaction needed to deliver a comprehensible story. ARG, interactive project, and immersive narrative. An ARG is a fictional experience taking place across the internet, physical locations, or both that uses a variety of platforms, media, and actors to deliver narrative material and opportunities to interact, but never acknowledges its fictional state and needs audience interaction for the story. That's the key to whether or not a project is an ARG. It absolutely requires that audience members interact and play with the experience to get a story or understand a narrative. If you weren't along for the ride as it happened, or you don't have to do a decently heavy amount of personal interactive work and investigation to get the story, it is not an ARG. An interactive project doesn't acknowledge its fictional nature either, and it's designed with interaction in mind, but its moments of interaction are completely optional. The main difference between an ARG and an interactive project is that a comprehensive story will be told no matter what level of interaction occurs, and any audience member in the future will get a readily available story they can follow without needing to interact. But interaction during the story may increase understanding of the narrative, uncover related story media, and give opportunities to influence the story and ending. An immersive narrative is dedicated to presenting a fictional experience that won't acknowledge its fictional nature and do all the expected unfiction things. Actors stay in character, events occur that are really happening, and social media platforms are used by characters for increasing or complementing storytelling power. This form of storytelling acts like it can be interactive, and sometimes it might allow some interaction, but it will not be necessary for the audience's comprehension of story events and ability to follow along, and it won't greatly impact their understanding at the end. So, that's how unfiction categories work. 3 tiers based on a project's level of need for audience members to interact for understanding of the story at the end. The quick reference form is this: ARG, you need to play. Interactive project, you can play. Immersive narrative, just press play. Back to the index card. After the genre tags and the Unfiction category tag comes the platform tag, which tells you where the project mainly takes place. This can be YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You get the idea. A media tag like video, image, text, audio, or even game might follow if there's a special condition to include, like a YouTube-based project that also includes a lot of text, or an Instagram-based narrative that focuses more on audio uploads rather than pictures. And finally, we have some generally descriptive tags that let you know the kind of content you might find inside beyond the short description. Speaking of that short description, occasionally there will be more to read than I could fit on the front of an index card, which calls for the Read More line. Click that to expand the index card into a full-on index entry with all the info collected so far ready and waiting for you, which might have links to project discussion areas outside the website depending on how new the listing is. And that's how to use the index. Just pick a genre you'd like to explore, browse the listings, see what catches your eye, and look over the information. If you're the kind of person who's itching for audio-based projects in a certain genre, you'll catch it. Or maybe you're after something text-based, or another project that includes playable video games. If you want to get into an active, puzzle-heavy ARG, you can find that. Maybe you just want some unfiction that gives you a laugh or doesn't take itself too seriously. You can find that too. And if we ever find something or I receive a listing from a creator that doesn't fit anything I've put up, we have the other genre page for all the odd ones out, because even they deserve to be in. The process for submitting to the index can be found on the index page, right up top. As many questions as I could think of were answered here about the process and the system. Before you send me anything, whether you're someone who thinks they've discovered a project or you're its creator, read the index page instructions. Get to know the index card layout and the systems incorporated, especially with the expanded content in the Read More page. Only after you've gone through the index page, including best practices and questions, are you able to submit. There will be circumstances by which I can tell you didn't read the material and I don't want to catch you, so don't make the kind of mistake that does get you caught. Everything you need from specifications on image sizes to the place you send the information is in there. The guidelines I've imposed exist for good reason and I put a lot of thought into them. Follow the guidelines and you get listed. Fall short, and we're going to have a period of hashing things out between us until the submission standards are met, which means extra time will go on without getting eyes on your project or new audience members to join you when they could have been there sooner. I'm telling you, read the index page, then submit. I'm aiming to make updates for the listings every weekend. Sometimes other work will take precedence, in which case the listings update will occur as soon after as I can do it. But for the month of September, I really want to get everybody in here who wants to enter and is ready to do so according to the guidelines. So read the index page, submit, and come on in. But hey, before we close out, what's in the index already? Let's take a quick look. On the horror page, we have the first ever SoundCloud-based project I've encountered, Nearest, presenting a concept album with a story that technically includes you. This involves a bit of puzzle cracking and the ability to withstand high school garage band recordings, but if you were part of that scene, and hey, I'm betting a lot of you were or currently are, I think it's going to make you smile and you'll enjoy the ride. My Name is Sam is a new project in the immersive narrative category taking place on YouTube that starts with an old Polaroid and a freaky picture. It's a fun story that has 4 uploads so far and appears to be ramping up. If you enjoyed Louise Paxton and Anomalies, you really want to subscribe to this one, because I have a hunch it's following that sort of direction, which means it's about to get a lot crazier from here. Our first mystery entry isn't so new, but it is unique. Monarchs 52, a web series that incorporates the SCP Foundation? That is a bold approach. There's a lot of content here already too. 34 uploads and the associated Twitter account material. It also includes one of the most expanded index cards if you click on Read More. Psych brings us Factors of Zero, a project that, well, I put the tag Head Scratcher there for a reason, so the best way to dive in is to just do so. But I will tell you in advance that there's nothing like this I've ever seen, and some of the moods created between sound and cinematography really get into your senses. Our first humor project is The Grass Man. He's the grass man, and he'll teach you about so much grass, man. Give him a look. The first puzzle entry will take your soul and stuff it into a digital cube from which you will shriek for years asking yourself how to navigate and what it all means. In layman's terms, it's signal and noise, aka Pangent Technologies, aka Human Souls, and this also has a deeply expanded Read More page you'll need to get started. Drama's first listing brings us back to the good old days of narrative fiction taking place entirely on Tumblr. Just scroll down to the bottom, settle in, and start scrolling up to enjoy a creepy and engaging experience about a girl, a monster, and the methods that she pursues to take it out. The other category is empty. I wrote this on the index page, but I'll say it here too. Please don't abuse the other genre. As appealing as it may be to call your crazy unique unfiction project an other, please do your best to actually categorize it. I know the appeal, you must resist. Using genres is only going to help you more because you'll find your audience faster. Newcomers will be most tempted to just jump onto the other tag and hope they look mysterious by doing it. Resist the urge. I guarantee you, site visitors will have an idea what genres they want to go to, and everyone will feel better looking at specific information. You can be mysterious in your project, but it is ill-advised to do so in your listing. And that's where we'll leave it. Of course, the site has a few other touches, and there will be expansion with time. But for now, its purpose has been found, its system is in place, and it's ready to serve the community, creators, broadcasters, and audiences alike. Anyone can use the index, whether it's to read it, put a listing in, or find content for their own broadcasting efforts on YouTube or elsewhere as an Unfiction coverage channel. My only request is that you give credit to the Nightmind Index and a link to it in the video description or your associated coverage posting. The more people know about the index, the more can help the field. And if you'd like to support the index, you can join those who made it possible in the first place, my Patreon supporters. Without all of you, this endeavor never could have happened. To anybody who is a Patreon supporter or ever has been, thank you. This index exists because of you, and I'm proud to bring it to life and let every visitor know who made it possible. That all being said, we've hung out here too long while the site's open in public. Go on and explore. I'll see you all again soon. Until then, have fun, experience some new projects, look over the index information page, support these creators, and as always, sleep tight.